All right, hello everyone, and welcome back. It is time to wrap up the night here with Game 3 of the evening here on the Bravo channel. My name is Morgan Dunn, and I am back once again with Cruz and Spaz as we get ready to jump into the Battle of California. University of Cal Berkeley taking on Cal State University Northridge. Let's see who can dominate the Sunshine State. Cruz, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Our first match of the day, a little bit of a blowout. Hoping for a little bit closer of a match here. Our Battle of Iowa was definitely something, but now Battle of California. Hopefully, we're gonna get a nice tight matchup here tonight.
Yeah, I'm hoping for it too. And we are looking to kick things off here on the early hard point onto Checkmate. We were talking beforehand. This is the same set of maps as our first matchup of the day, just in a little bit of a different order. So
Thrown around a bit.
we have seen Checkmate on the control, but now we are going to be able to see it on this hard point. What is your keys to the game when you come in on the plane respawn mode?
Well, I mean, as always for Checkmate, I'm going to say you need top plane control for majority of this map. You're going to have what P1 and P3 both right around the plane, and I'd say even P4 right around the plane as well as it's in the top mid area of that map by the crates. So definitely top plane control going to be very important here. Getting and locking down your money hills, which are going to be P2 and P5, definitely going to be very important as well. But I think one thing that a lot of teams are kind of underestimating is that the amount of time that you can get on P1 if you hard rotate over and are able to get a setup through the second set of rotations. Not the first set, it's more of a bloodbath there. But once you get back through that second set of rotations, you can really lock down a lot of time there with the right setup.
Yeah, this is definitely the type of hard point where even big leads can disappear relatively quickly if you lose control of that last half of a rotation. If you lose P4, P5, and into P1, like you're talking about, that can be a massive swing because it's just the type of respawns where it lines up so beautifully for yourself if you control those spawns correctly. Real quick before we jump into this next game, though, let's give all you fine folks a nice little recap of how the games have come through until this point today. We already kind of mentioned that Battle of Iowa between the Hawkeyes and UNI Gold, and that one was domination. UNI Gold come out big. They win it 3-0 for themselves, and they are looking pretty off of week one. But then, off of the help of some very nice casters there in game number 2, we came into that University of Nebraska-Lincoln versus Northwest Missouri State University. That's a lot of names, guys. You might have to cut down on that. That was one of the best games, both between Alpha and Bravo up until this point. 3-1 in favor of Nebraska, but back and forth the entire time. And I gotta respect the Bullfrog continuing to be used throughout every single map. So I think overall, as we are getting ready to wrap things up here with the third game of the evening, it's been a good one to kick off this 2021 season.
Oh, absolutely. No doubt about it. It's been great night so far. Alpha looked like it was popping for a while. We've got some great viewership on CCL so far tonight as well. Love teams coming out supporting, or the schools coming out and supporting their teams. It's honestly great. I kind of blew my mind how much support even the Bravo channel is getting right now. So it's honestly fantastic.
And I mean, speaking of that, it is definitely Northridge surprising me with the amount of support I was seeing in the chat right beforehand. The copy pastas getting spammed, everyone cheering on their boys. Russ and Click specifically were getting a lot of focus in the chat. And so early on, when you're coming into teams you've never seen play before, players that you have no idea how they compete, being able to see that there are kind of people to keep your eyes on is good. We will have to see how hot they come out the gates with as we get ready to load into this first map. Checkmate on the hard point. Do you have an early prediction? Just anything at all. Toss a coin if you have.
I got no prediction going into this one. I have absolutely no idea, man. I didn't really get a chance to check out the numbers from last season on either of these teams were even in the CCL last season. Didn't get a full chance to check that out yet. So this is really just a question. We're just gonna have to see what happens in the game. Morgan, are you ready for a bloodbath of P1?
Yeah, here we go into P1 as Cal Berkeley going to be on your top left side, the Matadors on your top right. As fast as I can, do a quick roster rundown. For Cal Berkeley, we got Cryptic, Humble Pie, Yumi, and Clankster. And then for the Matadors, Notorious, Shake and Bake, Clicks, and Russ. Early on, it is Cal Berkeley taking control of Hill 1 and getting the kills to spread it out. There goes Cryptic getting a good kill inside of the plane, but these spawns get flipped around, and now the Matadors in control for going into P2. They're going to need a big one, though, because they have already given up 30-plus seconds, and Berkeley does not look even close to leaving this hard point.
Yeah, no, Matadors definitely going to need to pick up this time here. They're going to need to win these gunfights down low, but that gunfight that Yumi just won is so big because he could really influence these spawns. Unfortunately, the rest of his team's still going to be spawning in the top left, but what he does there is he forces out a spawn towards the bottom left of the mini-map. That's where Shake and Bake just spawned in the back there. So now Russ can have some big gunfights. He was able to win that gunfight in the back as well. So spawn should be going for the way of the Matadors at the moment. And it's going to be Cal Berkeley trying to push in and break through the front.
Yeah, Matadors with some really solid control of P2 right now. You can see them setting up that line of defense, and as Click starts to turn the corner, lights up Cryptic, and wants to get a little bit more aggressive. Clankster not going to let him get a second one, so here's the chance for Cal Berkeley to kind of go on a counterattack. They find one from Yumi. Yumi going to find a double and actually get onto that hard point. Give some time for his teammates to come and help him out, and the Matadors might be about to get into some very awkward positioning on this map. Break the first one, but Yumi is still in the back lines, and he's going to get an easy pinch for himself. Cal Berkeley retake control of the point, and they will keep that lead steady. Matadors need to find a good rotation now and a good break to try and start getting back into this game.
Yeah, they did a really good job there being able to push on in, get a little bit of the scrap time there towards the end, and just honestly just balance out any little bit of the time that the Matadors were able to grab. And they look like they're going to be in total control here at the moment to start off this P3 hill, something that's normally a lot more contest heavy. Cryptic trying to take some shots in there on Shake and Bake, but that's going to be a 4-down wipe for the side of the Matadors. Great break in from them there. And like I said, it's going to be a split spawn coming in, and this is going to get very contest heavy, I think.
Yeah, Notorious going to try and get aggressive, but Cal Berkeley, 2 men off the respawn, just an unfair firefight. Now Clanks are around the backside. He's going to be able to pinch in, and just like that, Berkeley back in. Clicks, though, able to find one, able to find two, and looking for the third onto Yumi. Not going to get cleaned up quite yet, but with Russ's help, they get back on. Matador's going to clean up the rest of this trash time, but what's important is Notorious right here, already over to P4 and pushing out Cal Berkeley. He's definitely going to need some support pretty quick because he picks up that first one, but if this is a good rotation by the Matadors, I was talking about it, this is where deficits can turn into leads very easily. They go P4 into P5, back to P1, and all of a sudden that 50-point deficit is gone and they're in control.
Yeah, Clicks just picked up a huge 2-piece to give early control towards his team side to start this round. It's going to be a one-on-one inside the hill. Russ going to fall to Yumi there, and now both teams going to get reinforcements, hopping on into the hill, and at the end of it all, it looks like it's going to be a 1v1 now for the hill between Cryptic and Clicks from top lane going to jump down, finish him off, but not in enough time, as it's going to be both sides again, just trying to push on in. It actually looks like the Matador is going to give up this time here and try to set up for this P5 hill, this big money hill. You guys all know how much time we can earn on this big hill.
Yeah, and as Cal Berkeley takes their lead from 40 points up to 50, we got to take a step back and look at how these KDs are looking. Honestly, Cryptic and Humble Pie are struggling, even though their team's ahead. They got Yumi and Clankster carrying it through, but the Matadors are still in front in terms of KD. Their entire team is positive overall, but they are just not fast enough on these rotations. They are not breaking the hills once Cal Berkeley gets in there. That's something they'll have to work through, but they got to P5 first. They're able to start racking up this time. It'll be the push and control through plane that can be Cal Berkeley's opening to turn this game back around.
Yeah, I love the push through, rotate over with around 15 seconds left, get everybody set up here, and as you're seeing how tough of a break it is, as Cal Berkeley's definitely having a bit of a tough time breaking on in, but Humble Pie's got something to say about that. He's able to gun one, jump up in, gun the second. Oh, can't get the third inside the hill. Is Notorious going to continue to stand strong. Matadors this hold's working out for them. They could end up taking the lead here at the end of this rotation.
Yeah, only 2 seconds through, and there goes lead swapped. Cal Berkeley not even going to look to make this play. So even though it was a massive P1 for the Bears, they lose their lead by the end of the initial rotation and have to start from scratch. This time, though, they will be the first team onto P1. It is not as good off of the initial jump, though. Humble Pie will get the headshot onto Russ to try and break it back in his favor, but Notorious already taking control of the middle of the plane. Gonna get reinforced by Clicks as he withstands all of the arsenal getting thrown in against him. And there go 2 kills from those 2 men. Matador's gonna try and take control, and this contest fight is massive out of Cryptic. He might not be having the best KD thus far, but he got the kill when it mattered most and continues to add to very big objective times for everyone on the Bears.
Yeah. So far, big thing that I can take away through that first set of rotations. Berkeley has done a great job of being able to control this first hill and connecting it into P2, which we've just now seen them do it again as all the Matadors are spawning down bottom left. But what Matadors did so great in that first half is they were able to really bounce back towards that P5 hill and really bring this game back into their side there. So we'll have to see how the rest of this game plays out, but both teams have some very strong hills so far.
Yeah, especially since this time, Cal Berkeley will be the first team onto P2. They had to break it last time through a big double kill out of Yumi. Now he is already set up on the site with Cryptic, who is racking up even more time. I mean, look, a minute 24, a minute 16, 2:02. Cal Berkeley is playing 3 men just sitting on point to rack up this score, while the Matadors are doing much more of 3 roamers and 1 guy just racking it up. Now Notorious going to be able to find one and only one as he turns the corner. Clanks are on the quick trade, 3 straight for Cal Berkeley, and Russ going to be the 4th victim in that streak. It is a turnaround now from the Bears. They have extended that lead and put the gas pedal down, trying to close this game out.
Yeah, they are really going to be trying to push this one out now. They have a very good chance. Going to pick up these last 10 seconds, so they're going to be sitting at around 2:16 at the end of this hill. But, I mean, it looks like from the side of the Matadors, they're going to be set up towards this hill right now. We'll have to see if they're able to hold on to this.
Yeah, it all turned around going through P3 last time, so maybe they can do it again from a big deficit back to near even. Matador's going to have a big challenge ahead of them, though, as already Cal Berkeley take control under the plane. Cryptic with a big 3-kill life for himself and racking up even more time. This next firefight versus Russ could be it all. Gonna try and snap it around. Everyone from Matadors is there, but they just can't kill the man. Finally gonna turn the corner, knock him off, but only 18 seconds left until the Bears take this one home. It will have to be flawless on these rotations until the final second.
Yeah, Matadors have got to keep on contesting this hill. This is the issue with when you're down so far. Cal Berkeley, they got winner's advantage right now. They're able to hop on in, and actually they can win on this hill right now, Morgan.
Yeah, here it comes. You making to get into the firefight, try to drop shot, but can't quite find it onto Clicks. Now Clicks finds a second big one as he was about to get knocked down, and the rotations come through. You were talking about winner's advantage. Cal Berkeley sending 3 members over already, and Shake and Bake falls. 4 seconds left. It's gonna have to be a sprint for the Matadors to get on here. Rush has to contest, and with 1 second left, there might be a chance. Rush peek in the corner, gonna throw the flash, but sprayed out of midair. Cal Berkeley hold on and win map number 1, 250 to 148. Oh, Humble Pie here at the end, putting together the play of the game, finding Russ, finding just everyone he needed. And I'll be honest there, Cruz, I was worrying for a good moment after Cal Berkeley lost their lead heading into the second time. I thought they might have just completely run out of momentum.
Yeah, that was definitely a worry for me as well when I saw that, but they were able to hold on to that P1 and string it into P2 so beautifully. Basically exactly how you want to play this map. And when they were able to finally, it was around 30 seconds into the second set of rotations, they were able to get control of that P1. They held on to the rest of it, flipped those spawns out, and just honestly took over the map from there.
Yeah, so already, I do like, though, that there was not a massive difference in slaying. As I was talking about at one point, even though Berkeley had the lead in score, they were behind in kills overall, and that goes down a lot to the 2 people chat was calling out.
Yeah, and
Russ and Clicks. Go ahead, sorry.
No, you're good. I was just going to say, and another big thing that I took away from that map is definitely wasn't a blowout by any means. We've seen good things from the Matadors as well. The way they were able to hold on to P5 almost flawlessly gives me a lot of hope for this series, that it's going to be a lot closer. than what that first map showed by a 100-point win for the side of Cal Berkeley. I think honestly it's just because they controlled that second set of rotation so well. That's why they were able to pull off that win there. I mean, looking forward now, we're going to be heading into map number 2, and we're going to be heading towards Search and Destroy on Moscow again. So we saw that earlier.
Yeah, so we saw it earlier. Some people might remember our thoughts on that, but it was a lot about how Moscow SND is very gunplay focused, especially over by the A site. There are such tight corners when you get that little piece of cover behind the pillar by A, or when you're jumping through the doorways either direction, that you have to be fast. You got to be snappy. And that's why it's one of those SNDs where strategy isn't as big a deal as some other maps. It is more just who can win their fights. Sometimes a surprise rush to the B site might get you a bit of an advantage, but I think it is definitely a Slayer's paradise when you are thinking about overall SND maps.
Yeah, no, it really is. And like we highlighted earlier, I think controlling middle map on Moscow is becoming more and more important with the minus of smokes and snipers out right now. Because if you can really get control of that middle map, you can choose to rotate that bomb whatever way you want. You can push up, get through flanks, push in through the other team spawn and flank. It's so many options become available on your offense. I think that the smoke being gone actually kind of helps defense or helps offense a little bit more than what it was before.
Yeah, it's definitely it's not as easy to slow down those aggressive pushes from the attacking side when you can't just block up their line of sight with smoke and set up however you want, ready for them to push through. Because you know, COD kids, they're gonna push through the smoke every single time. That's just how you do it. Now, though, that's out of the game, it's gonna be a lot more how effectively do they use their current tacticals, the flashbangs, the concussion grenades. If you aren't on top of that, if you loose that grenade and get nothing in return, then that's just a waste. Your team is behind. So I would like to see these guys actually set up something like an execute. Don't just straight off the jump throw all of your attack grenades over the top and just hope that you find something. Maybe take a small moment, try and think about where the enemy will get set up. And if you click as a squad with the same timing, you should be able to get the leg up moving into the site.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're just going to throw us probably to a little break here, Morgan, soon. It looks like we're just trying to get everybody into the lobby at the moment, guys. So we're just going to throw us to a quick little break. Don't go anywhere,
Yeah,
guys.
so we'll be right back, everyone. All right, and welcome back. Ready to jump into map number 2 here. And as we were saying before the break, it is going over to Moscow for the search and destroy. I called it a Slayer's paradise. And if that is true, I already have my eyes going over to Clicks and Russ to make a big carry performance for Northridge. What are you thinking right now, Cruz? Who do you have your eyes on?
I'm thinking, I don't know why, man. I just feel like we're gonna see a pop off game out of Yumi. I don't know why. He looked pretty good in that first game. He's looking like he's on a mission today. He's gonna come out. He's gonna try to pull off some wins here. Like I said, he looked really good.
Yeah, and I mean, he's definitely the fan favorite on Berkeley's side. As much as I keep seeing Clicks and Rux getting spammed in chat, it is answered by so many Yumis. So if there's got to be someone with your eyes on over there for the Bears, it would be him. Going into this Moscow, we've kind of talked about it. We talked about it earlier as well. And actually, as one of the players drops out of the lobby, I'll have more time to discuss my opinions. It is just, I want to see more action over by B. I feel like teams just don't give that enough credit, especially when you're the team behind in a search and destroy. Things aren't working for you, but you keep sending it over to the favored side. Mix it up, try it hit by B. I think that's a trap a lot of teams get themselves stuck in.
Yeah, I mean, B can be a very good spot on this map, but I think the reason that we don't see a lot of teams always going over towards B is because of how easy it is for defense to retake B. And I mean, it's just such tight quarters. It's all really comes down to timing. A is a lot easier to hold on to, it seems, for offenses, at least from my point of view, from what I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why we don't see it too much. But at the end of the day, we really could see it turn around today. We could see more B action. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
Well, the proof is in the pudding, and it is time to load into map number 2 here onto the Moscow. Gonna be interesting to see which sides these teams decide to get aggressive on, but I can almost guarantee this first hit is heading up the escalators. Gonna be trying to hit that B side, or the A side. I always get those two backwards. It is the A side on top of the escalators, and it is the Matadors coming in on attack to lead it off.
Yeah, I'm really interested kind of just to see what their break off is here and what they decide to do, because this does not look like your normal A
Oh,
hit coming in here. It looks like we're going to see a mid hit right off the bat as all four players rushing through this mid.
I love this. I love taking control of the middle of the map, and Yuumi gonna get spotted out. The Semtex to try and hit some damage, and now the chase down. Notorious knows he is one hit, but the turnaround is up there. Control of the middle of the map taken now by the Matadors, but on the opposite side, Clanks are able to get one, and then 1-for-1 trade. Left in a 3v2 off of Yume's knockdown of Notorious. The defense starts to take control, and all of a sudden it is Shake and Bake versus the world. 3 men left now on the defender spawn for Cal Berkeley. They should know that bomb is down somewhere, and for Shake and Bake, this is a very difficult retake. Does not know where the enemies are, is going to be able to pick up that bomb and retreat, but he's going to the wrong bomb site here on this 50-50 flip. Clankster around the corner will get spotted out, gonna escape, gonna get taken down, and we're left in the 2v1 as from behind, Yuumi also gonna fall.
No.
This 1v1 is turning in Matador's favor. Humble Pie way off of the site, and now it is all down to COD timing. The plant's gonna be attempted by Shake and Bake. He is gonna be able to get it through, and control of the round gets flipped over in favor of Northridge.
Yeah, Shake and Bake now. Putting a little Shake and Bake on that himself. Gonna get a 1v1 on the outside there, but Humble Pie gonna pick up the kill there. Krieg 6, or sorry, that's an XM4, comes in a little bit stronger on his side. He was just ADS ready for the fight, man. Humble Pie gonna clutch up that round. They almost threw that one away though, Morgan.
Oh, they really did, as Yuumi with a fight that really felt easy right here. Gonna get to watch it again. Shake and Bake with the first one, but he's out in the open. Yuumi should have the drop. Never even gets a bullet on until Shake and Bake has already torn through that health bar. And yes, it is a round in favor of Berkeley, but the Matadors will not die easily.
Yeah, they look strong. I mean, rough little start there when they went mid. I guarantee you we see an A hit from them next time. I really feel like it, just because of how weak that mid hit was off the bat there. We'll have to see what they can do, but now we're going to see a little bit more traditional of a hit coming in from the side of Cal Berkeley. You're going to see all four players hitting up towards this A site.
Yeah, and I wonder if there's enough defense in here for the Matadors. They're really respecting the middle of the map, and so it's an essential 4v2 right now over by A. Man with the bomb, Cryptic gonna be the first one to peek it, runs out in front of it, Notorious, but he finds that kill, something that really felt Matadors favored. Trade is in for clicks though, and now Shake and Bake looks to pinch. Finds the first one, finds the second. We're left in a 2v2 now. Russ gonna be coming around the backside for 1v1, looking to find the second, and we got another 1v1. These teams continue to take it down to the wire as Clicks looks to turn the corner and cannot close it out. Berkeley, by the skin of their teeth, are up 2-0.
Back-to-back rounds, 1v1s to end it off here. Damn, that's so... Ah, man, you got to feel for them, man. Oh, they could be up 2-0 here. Instead, it's going to be a 2-0 going the way of Cal Berkeley here, as they have been off to a great start in this game.
It's such a difficult position to fight against. The top of that escalator provides the perfect cover to just repeat over and over. I mean, you get the change in elevation, you get the chest-high wall that is so good to shoot from behind. So now the Matadors, I mean, Russ is even, Shake and Bake is 3-2, but Notorious and Clicks need to have a big round right here. Let's see, you were right. They will be changing up their hit, go normal over by A, and I'm wondering if Cal will be ready for it this time.
It's basically what we just saw. We're going to see, except they choose to have a player watch the flank now. So that flank player could come in really in clutch there. But unfortunately for the side of Matadors, it doesn't look like anybody on Berkeley is going to be pushing the flank through right now. It's just Clicks trying to shoulder this side, trying to find any information. Those Humbles over in that corner there. Going to take the 1v1 on Cryptic on the bomb. Going to be able to find him. And now they're going to have a man advantage over towards this bomb site.
Yeah, 4v2 now on the bomb site as now Clankster's looking to take that rotation. Lining up in front of Humble Pie and Yuumi will be Russ knocked down quickly, and a man advantage is even. Matadors need to get a move on before they get pinched up. They have the site if they want it, and there goes a big kill out of Click to leave Yuumi all alone. In the backside towards spawn, they do not know exactly where he's coming from, and Clankster taking a lot of the focus there. Shake and Bake going to turn him into a 1v1. On the opposite side now, Yumi's going to start getting hunted down in a 1v2, cleaned up, and it is 3 versus 1 with just enough time left to get this plant down. It'll have to be a miracle for Clankster to turn it, and he cannot.
Yeah, I was going to say one of them better turn around because you have not seen him Clankster through that entire round. If you're playing at the level that these guys are playing, they're calling out names, they're calling out where people are on the map. You have not seen that guy once on this map. You know he's either hidden still on that boulevard side, or you know he's hitting through that middle of the map, trying to flank you at some point on this map. You got to turn around, and they did just in the nick of time. Otherwise, he really could have played spoiler there.
As you take a look at the stats, I actually want to point out the weapons and the 3 XM4s on the side of the Matadors. We were talking in the first game today how it has really come into its own, and being able to fight both long range and close range, as this gun does so well, is perfect for this map. Initial kill goes in favor of Berkeley, immediately traded back, and it's a 2-for-1 for the Bears. Wanting another one is Yuumi, but he can't find it. Just a bloodbath on site, and Berkeley are the ones left standing up 3-1.
Berkeley just ran in and told them, this is our bomb site. We're coming in. We're taking this bomb site over. You can't have it. And they just ran through them there. I know there was a couple kills back and forth, but at the end of it all, that they just ran through them.
Yeah, Matadors need to stabilize. They've had so many close rounds. They are perfectly even on the KD. Both teams are. And so this has just come down to Berkeley being a little bit more clutch. 1v1s continue to go in favor of the Bears. And now the aggression has caught the Matadors off guard. The changeup has come, though, as Notorious with the bomb is looking to make a play over by B.
Yeah. But he could be spotted out here, and in fact, he is. Clankster gonna be able to find him there. He was the lone player over by B last round, back over there again, and they're gonna try to push this bomb back over towards A here. And oh my God, Clicks might have just found a great timing here as both the players that were pushed up on the side of Berkeley turn around, push back. He's gonna be able to find one, gets traded out by Humble Pie, and now they're gonna leave Russ and Shake and Bake here in a 2 versus 3.
Yeah, Clankster doing a good job moving into backup Humble Pie, as well as Yuumi taking control of the middle of the map. For Matadors, they might be going for one more rotation across, and this will be a 2v1 onto Yuumi if Cal Berkeley don't sniff it out. You can see Clankster's getting angsty, though. He doesn't know where the Matadors are coming from and just continues to look back and forth. This is a great timing. Look, as Yuumi pushes in deeper, Matadors just might be able to sneak through. Russ gonna spot him out, find the kill, and now we're even 2v2 on the man difference. Clankster there in time, able to find the trade, and so all the pressure now onto Russ. Does not have the bomb, has 10 seconds to play with, needs 2 kills, and turns the corner. There's the first one, not gonna be able to find it in the 1v1. Bears win 4 now, up 4-1.
Yeah, I mean, they caught some really good timings there. They were almost blessed with a round win there. If they could have held on, I feel like you have to be expecting the player around the right side after your teammate just gets that kill middle map. But unfortunately, they were not ready for it, as they were, I guess, hoping that all the players were still over by A. So Matadors, man, they're down 4-1. This could realistically be a lead for them. They're just not winning their 1v1s right now, man, at the end of the rounds.
Yeah, and this is a must-win for them. Go down 5-1. There's just no chance with how close these rounds are. But if you make the comeback now, you start winning these coin flips, you just may be able to eke one out as Berkeley take control of the middle of the map. Aggressive now is Yuumi. He is in a position to really change this game depending on how many kills he finds. There's the first one, but 2 of his teammates go down in return, and we're left in the 3v2. Around the backside, Clicks looking to close off the last man. Him and Russ could put together a pinch, and Yumi's going to get aggressive on them. Does not want to go down here in the 1v1, and he finds it with the drop shot. Clicks, one of the best slayers on the Matador side, cannot stand up to Yuumi, and we're left in the even 2v2.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to try to put this bomb out. Yumi's just going to check his left there, and it looks like he's going to try to make this big rotation now over towards B. But it looks like the Matadors are going to try to spot this out, as they're going to keep one player watching mid. Not sure if they're going to come over and check B, so they might be able to get a free plant down here. But Matadors are so close right now. they might be able to get in and get this and get in and stop the not stop the plant, but be able to get a retake here.
Yeah, it's up to Russ, as Notorious is just not even thinking about it. Definitely advantage towards Berkeley as Russ looks to move in. Yume just gonna walk out in front of him. That's an easy first one. They just lined up for him. Russ with the easiest clutch of his life, and Matador's gonna stay alive now, taking it to 4-2.
I have my hands on my headset right now, man. That's 2 rounds in a row where somebody has not checked that lane. Oh my god. They're just throwing rounds away because they're not checking their lefts and their rights.
I mean,
You
we're gonna
always
get to
gotta
see it
check your
again.
left and
You
right before you
literally,
cross the street.
you see the back of Yumi. You see him running away without checking the corner, and Clankster just, you have no chance there. You're not supposed to be watching that angle. Russ gets them lined up with perfect timing, and the hope stays alive now for the Matadors. Down 0-1 in the map count, really need to tie it up off of this SND.
I swear, it's one of the first things your parents teach you. Look both ways before you cross the street, man. Come on, guys. You gotta get this going. 2 rounds in a row, the rounds have been thrown away here by different teams because they just aren't ready for it. I mean, we're taking a look at the kills here, and they look like they're pretty damn even still, and that just goes to show you how these 2 rounds
Yeah, it's actually now Berkeley up 1 kill over their deaths, but so close between the two sides. Humble Pie gonna be the first one to turn the corner, though. Knocks down Shake and Bake for the Matadors. It is just keep Clicks and Russ alive. See what you can do from there, as they are still managing to stay down by 1 man. If you start slipping any further back, it starts to feel like a round that is just completely lost. Notorious in a very aggressive position right underneath the half wall, as moving back, I got my minimap backwards. I thought Yume jumped over him. Instead, it will be Notorious finding the timing to jump up, knock down Clankster, and needs to get the second one. Not quite there, and we're left in the 1v2. Clicks to clutch up or get to map point in favor of Berkeley. He's got time, he's got the sight, but too worried about where these Berkeley players are coming from. You're right, there is bomb in hand, and he's just too anxious.
Yeah, he's got to get this bomb down. He's got 24 seconds. If they don't see him soon, they're just going to pinch on
is he going to rotate?
He's going to try to make the rotate, but he might catch the timing on Yumi. Gets one, but he should get tagged up in the back here, you would think. Not going to be the case. Cryptic just going to play a corner instead. So not going to be able to find the kill there on him. Cryptic on a 2, but he should be able to find the timing here on the A. Gonna slide on through, sees the back of Clicks. He's gonna try to push on through behind, gets the kill, and that's gonna be the round. Going to Cal Berkeley once again, gonna be up 5-2 here.
Oh, it feels so bad to be Clicks right there. When he watches this back, he's going to think, I could have had this round multiple times. I mean, he thinks about going for the rotation, but ends up finding that kill onto Yumi, makes it 1v1 on the map, and gets the plant down on sight. And then just thinks that the man's coming from the other direction. Should have felt Cryptic coming up the escalator, especially after Cryptic threw some shots towards him. You got to know that these Berkeley players are bloodthirsty. They're going to chase you down, and the timing just doesn't work out. That's what this whole map's been, just timing both ways.
It's literally been the clutch factor of Berkeley, though, as well. That's the third 1v1 that Berkeley has won to put them up 5-2. The 1v1 clutch factor that they have right now has been what this map is coming down to, and we are about to get a bloodbath, Morgan, over at A.
Yeah, getting aggressive by A again. This worked out for Berkeley once, but this time gonna give up first blood. The firefight re-challenge by Yumi, answered by Clankster, and they suddenly flip it back in their favor. For the Matadors, it is all Russ in the 1v3. Does eventually get Yumi, but he is too injured by the firefight. Gets cleaned up, and Cal Berkeley win the SND 6-2. Go up 2-0 on the map count, and are looking to close out this game in their favor.
Yeah, and they're looking good, man. Like I said, it's the clutch factor. Both these maps could have been really, like, honestly, either way, I think. Even though the Matadors lost by 100 in map 1, I still feel like that map really could have gone either way. It was just a couple of rotations that went down. Map 2, 3 1v1s go the way of the Matador, or sorry, of Cal Berkeley. It's really little things that they're just doing right now, which is closing out all these maps.
Yeah, I mean, the difference ended up being 4 rounds, and I think there are definitely 4 coin flip rounds throughout that SND. It's the type of thing where you see teams winning by what is considered big margins, winning the SND by 4, winning the hard point by over 100. But at the same time, watching this game, it feels close. It feels like Northridge is right there. They just can't turn over the new leaf, and it's got to be that clutch factor. The fact that every individual player can stand up in those 1v1s, where once Northridge get down to some of those final moments, they're just not able to close them out.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It really, once again, it just comes down to that big clutch factor. But clutch can only bring you so far, right? So we'll have to see if they can continue to clutch up here, because I mean that map 2 really could have gone either way, I think. But now I think we need to start shifting our focus a little bit forward now, going back to control, going back to checkmate
Mm-hmm.
again. Second time we're going to see this map tonight.
Yeah, and we saw in game 2 here on Bravo, a team go down 0-2 and then come back solidly on the control. The Bearcats showed that they got at least one mode in their favor, and maybe it's the same deal for Northridge right here, right now. Going into the checkmate, we talked about how the attacking sides have started to figure it out a little bit more. You're not going to lock in that skill or the spawn trap as easily, but the one time we've seen checkmate control today, we were kind of proven wrong when you and I just ran in and locked down Iowa. I would love to see a closer fight this time through.
Yeah, no, I agree. I would definitely like to see a closer control. These two teams seem like they're going to be more up to it as well. Not as big of a differential in this lane of these two teams I've found so
Mm-hmm.
far. So I think that we'll be in for a closer map number 3 here for sure this time.
Yeah, and I have to be honest about what's the difference between these two teams. It is not the slaying. They have been
No,
slaying nearly
almost
equal in
even.
both modes. It's the strategy. It's just that little something something, the chef's kiss, mwah, that Cal Berkeley have for themselves. Northridge need to find it right here, right now. And that's just such a hard thing to do without a lot of practice, a lot of scrimming, and kind of changing your mindset from the pub scene to the competitive scene. Everyone on Northridge can slay. I want to see them figure out how to work together and take these maps.
Yeah, and again, it's this third control, or sorry, this third map, which is the control. It's really going to come down to who's going to be able to win their offenses, I think, is what this one's going to come down to. Because, like, we know that checkmate can be one of the harder offensive maps to win. It's going to come down to needing to take over that plane control and really just being able to hold down the site. The general strat that you want to try to do, you want to try to send 2 in, try to get that top plane control, get an AR up there, hold down the inside of the plane while your AR holds down the right side of the plane, and really just try to rain down fire on that A site and try to cap it as fast as possible, because the B is a little bit easier once you get control of that A.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. While we have one moment, though, waiting for the last 2 players to get into this lobby, I think now is the time. I don't know if you've been keeping your eye on chat, but main channel Alpha College COD dropped us the raid. That means we're the last people going, and I think you got to give a shout out to everyone that put together the stream today. The casters on both channels, the producers putting it together, the ops behind the scenes, all of the moderators. Just give those guys a shout out because they definitely deserve it. It is such a big project getting something like this together. If you haven't heard, we got 180 teams in the league this year. So it is quite the undertaking, and it has been a beautiful way. It has all just gone okay thus far. It's going to keep getting better. Shout out to everyone involved.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's done a great job today. A couple little technical difficulties here and there, but at the end of it all, it's running about as smoothly as it probably could for a day one.
Yeah, definitely. That's how it looks. Now, the final thing now I want to ask you as we wait for this to finish up is, are we seeing a 3-0 or will we get to a map number 4? I want to see a map 5, but let's focus on the here and now first.
I think we're going to see a map 4. I think that the Matadors are going to come in and they're going to be able to pick up this. They're going to be able to pick up this control here. This lane's been there. It really is going to come down to them winning those important gunfights, because there's always going to be slain, but you have to win the important gunfights, right? There's 3 or 4 gunfights that can really tie the map back and forth once you're playing at a high level like this.
Yeah, and I mean, Cruz, you know me, and if you people know me, will say that I always love the underdog stories. I always say a reverse sweep is still on. And that's why it pains me to say I think Cal will be able to take this one home. I think that they just have that difference to them. It's kind of hard to quantify, but in the clutch moments, they've come out on top. When it matters most in the hard point, they came out on top. And Northridge, despite having big plays, despite having good players, have not turned it back in their favor. I'm going against you. I'm saying this is going to be a 3-0, and we'll get to see it here and now on map number 3, checkmate control.
Yeah, this is definitely possible. The 3-0s, they have it. It's up to them to put it in their hands and take it here, Morgan.
All right, here we go. I mean, it's still the same players, though. It has been the 2 main players on Matador and the 1 main man on Berkeley. Yumi versus Russ and Clicks, but everyone has had times they show up as off the initial break. Coming in from the attacking side are Cal Berkeley, but no one able to really get a good start. Notorious, or actually, no, that was Russ about to be pushing in towards the A side, gets cleaned up, and that is an initial break for Cal Berkeley. They have Cryptic on, they have good control aiming up towards the lane, and this could be a big start if they can lock up all of the A site.
Yeah, the only issue that they have right now is they have Notorious in their spawn. They just flanked on through, was able to pick up 2 in the back as well. And so he's going to be here now trying to pick up a few more. They were able to get the first tick, not going to be able to get the second tick in as Cryptic's going to fall. Notorious is also going to fall inside of the spawn. So Cal Berkeley should be able to at least get out of their spawn a little bit here before they start getting into some more gunfights middle map.
Yeah, it's a difficult position now for the Matadors. You see, they got 3 men grouped up and getting pinched down. Yumi gonna jump off the top of the wing now, try to put the pinch onto Clicks as well, but Cryptic cleans that one up. Retaking the site come Berkeley, and for the Matadors, coming in from the left side, they have 2 men pushing. Russ and Shake and Bake need to make a big play right here. Middle map control is fine, but you have to stop giving up A before you lose too many respawns. There goes a big double kill, and just in time, they hold strong.
I think the biggest issue right now is they're not getting top lane control, and that's why they haven't been able to get a solid hit in on A yet. They've gotten 2 ticks out of their 2 hits, but like really, we've seen it multiple times where teams are able to push on in and get a lot of time on that hill and get all 3 ticks when they're able to get some top lane control. And I have not seen them really top lane at all yet. Yumi was up there for a very short period of time before he fell down, but still not able to really get a good amount of control towards that top lane yet. And this is really going to come down to the wire. They only got 21 seconds left here, Morgan, to make one more push towards this.
Yeah, and I'm the Matadors. You can't get too antsy. You got to still help out Shake and Bake over there at the A side. And that first kill is big. Second one, third one. Matadors put together 3 straight, and Berkeley sent back to the respawns. Now they have been locked in. They're in the submission hold, and they tap out here in round 1. Matadors coming out on top.
My prediction not looking so bad now, is it?
Listen, I mean, you gotta disagree with your co-caster so the people have something to talk about.
All right. I see you. It's good. Like I said, I really think that round really came down to top playing control. They just really didn't get it at all there.
Yeah, the entire time it was in favor of the Matadors. I was kind of questioning it at one point when it seemed like Berkeley was just going to push on through to the A side, cap that up, and then could put all their focus back towards the plane. Having control of the middle of the map like that is very good, but if it turns into your players not being involved in gunfights, you can over-focus on it. Matadors proved me wrong. They hold straight, and it is Notorious, the one that's actually coming out on top here early.
Yeah, Notorious off to a really good start in this game, starting 9-2, and it looks like we're going to see another big bloodbath through the middle of this map. Looks like Cal Berkeley going to try to put a little bit more focus towards middle of the map, top plane here this time through, and it looks like it's going to be Yumi coming out on top of the plane. He's going to be able to get one, and it's going to be Russ inside the hill. Now he's going to fall down as well. So they got the top control, but they're not up there anymore, so they might be giving it away pretty shortly here.
Yeah, the Matadors getting near the halfway point on the map. Gonna get some trades back and forth that favor Berkeley, though, as now Yumi takes control of the top of the plane. Off of the respawn comes Northridge, making this play over by A, but they really haven't had any control on the map thus far. They need to just find a big fight in their favor, get a big break, because when you see those 3 arrows inside of the plane, that is just so hard to work through, and Notorious feels it. Just Russ has to watch his teammate get sprayed down, but answers with one big kill and turns it into a big double.
Yeah, now they got to try to stack on this hill as fast as possible, get as much tick as they can. And here, Russ going to pick up another one. That's his third in a row. He has basically been the solo hand in the reason why they are capping this A site. 3 huge 1v1 wins, and now he's going to cap this third tick in here. And now they're going to have to try to push on through, get some control towards this next side. Respawns are practically even right now. This could get very interesting.
Yeah, and actually, with the amount of time that has come through, I'm surprised how many respawns are left on both teams. Russ gonna find that kill around the corner onto Cryptic. You start to look at either control or the timer becoming a factor with this many respawns left, but as Notorious starts to heat up a little bit on the backside, has 3 kills, wants to find the 4th, can't quite get there. Now Berkeley stay alive and look to start this push over by B.
Yeah, and it's really just going to be Russ again inside the hill around it, just doing this great work, picking up the kills in the areas that he needs to most. You're going to find another one there. Jumps around the corner, can't pick up the kill onto Yuumi though, and that should be the hill going back and forth once again. But it looks like at the end of it all, Matador is going to stand strong as Shake and Bake is going to be in the hill and securing tick 2.
Yeah, and Shake and Bake staying there as massive as 3. The Matadors got sent back to their respawns. Now he finds one, can't switch back to the 74AU in time, and it's a real bloodbath now. Back and forth it goes, but the Matadors just staying ahead on the kill feed. That's 3 straight, that's the point, and they're up 2-0 now on the control. They are showing again that you can just be a map 3 team sometimes.
Yeah, they look really good at control right now. At least control checkmate they look really good at. They are doing a great job of controlling the middle of the map, and it's really leading to their success right now in these rounds.
Yeah, Russ went really big through the middle there. That double kill to lock down the A site, because that goes away. You might not have the time to complete that round, so
and then even
very close.
He even got the 3rd there too to really help support that round off and finish it off. If we look over at Cal though too, they are having a little bit of an issue with slaying in this map right now. 7-12, 4-12, 7-9. Only one player who's positive, and that's Yuumi at 11-11. So they're really gonna have to pick up the killing here if they want to come back in this map.
Yeah, Clankster kind of struggling, was looking very good in the middle on that SMD, but now as Humble Pie finds one, can't get the second. Matadors just feel like they're playing faster. They got their game running in fast forward, where Cal Berkeley just cannot keep up, pushing it early over towards to defend this A side and forcing the Bears to change up their strategy from round 1.
Yeah, this is going to be really, really tough to break out of now. They are stuck in that top left spawn trap, and it's just going to be them having to push out through these small choke points, and it's literally the side of the Matadors who are just in their face, in their base. Either that, or once they finally get out of their base, they're all just set up on head glitches, as we see Russ here now with an XM4, just looking into the screen, just going to pick them off one, and he's just going to continue to wait for them to come. He's on a 5 streak now, because he has just been sitting in playing this spot on the map, and it's so easy to win your gunfights when you're on a head glitch and everybody has to run into you.
And that was another moment similar to the last round where 3 Matadors got sent back to respawns, but the one man left standing was just a rock, not letting anyone sneak by. Clankster does get one, but takes down his teammate in return, and that turns what could have been a B-side take back into the Matadors' favor, and it's not looking too bad. Shake and Bake gonna fall, but Russ cleans it right back up. Actually, Notorious stealing that kill right over his shoulder. In favors, 14 seconds are remaining and ticking away quickly. Cal Berkeley need to try and make a play somewhere, and they are all focusing on this B side. A difficult one. It is wide open. It is easy to clear off, and the Matadors are showing them that right here, right now. Clankster finally picks himself up a 2-pace, but it might be too little too late, as only 5.7 seconds remain.
Yeah, and they're down a 4 life respawn, so that life respawn could end up being a big difference maker here as well. But Clankster on a 4 streak, gonna be able to pick up a couple here. It's gonna be Russ pushing in through the back. He was able to get one before getting traded out, so they should be able to get a second tick in here onto this A site.
Yeah, all of a sudden they get to 2 ticks on A, nearly 2 ticks onto B, but these kills could be the turnaround of the game. Yuumi all alone in on the A side, looking the wrong way for a second, now trying to get back, but as he falls, that could be the end. Cryptic full sprint in to save the timer, and it gets answered by a lot of kills out of Cal Berkeley, forcing the Matadors back into their respawns, so still alive in the moment. They cap up A, and it's a whole new game with a 5-4 respawn difference. Don't count them out quite yet. The Bears are continuing to grind here final moments as Matadors just try to fight through, not give up a round that was definitely in their favor. Yumi back and forth. Can he find an angle as Cryptic helps him out, gets the first kill onto Russ. In come the Matadors to try and answer it back, but this site is just getting capped at a monstrous speed, and I don't know if they're going to be there fast enough. Here it comes, Russ and Shake and Bake. They need to make it happen. It needs to be right here, right now. They get the first one, they get another, and this game stays alive.
Yeah, they keep it alive there, but respawns are so close right now, and it's just going to be Berkeley all by himself, and this is almost an impossible situation to win. They just needed that one break as Matadors are able to close it out and get the 3-0 win there. And it really came down to the life stat round, man, and it just seems like on this map and mode, it was just the side of Matadors who were able to outslay the side of Cal Berkeley.
Yeah, definitely some questionable KDs for the side of Cal Berkeley through that one, but you can't forget they are still up 2-1 on the map count with some very convincing wins in both Hardpoint and SND. Now is the start. You get a little bit of momentum if you're a Matadors fan, and 3-0 is a really important difference. That means you have shown you can really dominate the other team. Heading back into the Hardpoint now, how are you feeling about the state of the game?
I kind of want to say that I think we're going to see a map 5. I'm just like thinking about it. Checkmate can definitely be very contest heavy, right? And like of how the hard point was played, but even more so contest heavy is going to be a Crossroads hard point. And I feel like they weren't that Matadors weren't doing a terrible job rotating through the first side. So if they're able to rotate, set up for those P3 to P4 hills and get a lot of time on them towards this Crossroads hardpoint, which is what we're heading to, I really think that they have a decent chance of trying to pull this one off.
I don't know, though. The story that I was spitting after map 1 was that Cal were better on those rotations. Their kills didn't actually look that great through certain points, but they were really solidly holding sites. And maybe that's the difference. Maybe Cal are good at holding sites and Northridge are good at getting to the sites. If that's the case, I would say CSUN has the advantage here on Crossroads. If you can rotate around, get those spawns both on P2, on P3, on P4, you can start pushing it in your favor. Whereas for Cal, it doesn't really matter if you hold P2 if you can't get back across over to P3.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's like you said, it really just comes down to the Slain, right? So if they're able to get the Slain on their side, and momentum is a crazy thing in Call of Duty. That Matadors 3-0 there, that's a lot of momentum. If they can take that momentum and snowball it into the rest of the series, I can absolutely see a reverse sweep coming in, because that search and destroy, like we said before, could have gone either way. It just came down to those big 1v1s. That big amount of momentum that they got there could really just spoil those 1v1s and just get it going their way if we end up getting to the search. But they got to get through the hard point first.
Yeah, and I mean, for the side of Northridge, it feels like their guns have finally heated up to where their potential really has been all day. In that last map, they were dominant over Cal in nearly every aspect. Even at the end there, Yumi fell to negative, trying to hold on to that one positive or even slot for his team. Could only do it for so long, and now I am wondering, does one thing turn into the next, Is a reverse sweep on the cards? It'll really come down to just the rotations. We can say it all day, every day. That
Especially
is as much as some people like to say the respawn is all about slaying, and it can be. Some people can take control of a respawn map all on their own. I have seen just as many times teams get completely outslain and they just rotate and hold better, still manage to win the game. I am a man that always sticks by the strategy, and in that regard, I still like Cal Berkeley. Maybe I'm just caster cursing them so we get to a map 5.
Maybe you are. Yeah. Hey, you know how it works when me and you cast together, though. We've seen it multiple times. We just produce game 5s, Morgan. That's why I think we're going to a game 5 here. It's got nothing to do with the teams. It's just me and you.
That is true. At the end of long days, we managed to consistently pull a game 5 out of thin air. But it looks like nearly ready to get this lobby set up. Do you have any final thoughts for the people on which way you think this is going? I would love to see a map 5, but I'm still a bit skeptical.
I'm calling a Matadors map win here. We're going to game 5. We're gonna get to see Checkmate Search for the first time today.
All right, you heard the man, ready to load in, as I am hoping that this is the time. Yes, indeed. Heading into map number 4, it is Crossroads on the hard point. And we have said it plenty of times. There is nothing left to go over in the analytics. It is all up to these players now to perform on all of those different playbook plays, all those strategies. You've talked about it. Your in-game leader tells you exactly what to do. Now do it when everyone is watching.
When everything matters, too. A lot's on the line here, man. Battle of California. Trying to win the first map of the season, or sorry, trying to win the first series of the season, trying to get your season off to a hot start here. And I really think the Matadors have a good chance here. They're going to start with the good side spawns here, but it's going to be Berkeley who's probably going to end up taking a lot of time on this first hill unless they flip these out very quickly, I think.
Yeah, you often see here coming in towards Crossroads, the team spawn like Berkeley will make a big play for those spawns, but right now actually going in behind the tank and Russ just melting through them. 3 instant kills in favor of the Matadors, and they're already up 4-1 overall. Off of that, Berkeley give up completely on the site, and they're going to try and make that push for spawn. First kill there out of Clicks. Now he's in a 1v2, got cleaned up by Cryptic, which means a lot of pressure onto Shake and Bake to hold this angle. He just got a bit of support out of Clicks on the site, as in on the point, it was going to be Russ knocked down. Cryptic around the backside falls. CSUN, the Matadors continue to outslay. Russ is still on the hill, as you talk about, and Berkeley have had nothing going in the early moments.
No, they can't get Russ off this middle hard point. He's going to spawn up in the back now and be right there for the... Oh, no, they spawned out. That's a very weird spawn Russ just got. He spawns out top left because of those 2 players from the side of Berkeley moving through the bottom side of the map. So... But they're going to be able to recognize that spawn. Shake and Bake's going to push on down. He's going to be able to pick up the kill, and they should now be in control of the spawns, at least for the time being.
Hold on a second as Cryptic comes through, gets the first 2 kills, and now that opens it up for Humble Pie. A lot of pressure onto Russ to find a few, and at least gets the first one. You may already there to trade it back, though, and that will be spawns in favor of Berkeley. What you are loving as a Matadors fan, though, is how much they dominated P1. An early lead means you don't have to worry as much about retaking P2. You can focus on holding onto these spawns and getting P3, P4. That is where scores can really flip around. But as I'm saying it, Matador's saying, I don't care. I want the points here and now, jumping in on site, and off of that, they lose their spawns. I'm a little bit questioning unless Shake and Bake can get it back right here.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that play myself either, as they push on through to get those last 15 seconds of scrap time. They're not even going to finish off all that scrap. Spawns are going to flip back out. I feel like that might have been a little bit of a miscommunication from the team, as they sent like everybody over there. If they at least would have blocked the spawns by a player, it could have worked out for them. Click's gonna win a 1v1 in the back though, off screen, so that's gonna be a big gunfight to influence these spawns now. That's just gonna leave player number 7, Yumi, by himself towards this hill. He's gonna fall now as well to Shake and Bake in the back, and that's gonna be spawns going to the side of Matadors, and they should be set up to get a little bit of time here and possibly get all the time on the P5, barring a really good flip.
Yeah, Russ right now leading his team at 9-6, Notorious right behind at 7-4, and everyone on Berkeley staying close enough. 50 points is not the end of the world, especially if you can make a big play here inside a garage. Only finds one as Russ trades it on back, and Notorious holds on to these spawns, but you feel it starting to teeter now for the Matadors. Pressure building in their direction, and one big play by Berkeley could be all it takes to flip this game around. Not gonna happen though. Notorious and Clicks get 2 quick ones, and they will hold their spawns despite losing a little bit of points there on P3.
Yeah, and it's really looking good for them at the moment, as they all have to now funnel from the side of Cal Berkeley to try to get on through to inside this hill, and it's going to be Notorious inside the hill, raining down fire, picking up, closing off these players as they push into him, already weak. Going to find another one there. He's on a 4 streak now, minute 7 on inside the hill, as they are now just building this lead up and up right now, and it is going to be very, very tough for Berkeley to break on into this hill. This is probably one of the hardest maps to, or one of the hardest hills to break. And oh, they just did it. They just dropped in 3 and they end up doing it. Wow.
Yeah, it's weird on P4 that sometimes it can look like one of the hardest hills to break, but also sometimes teams struggle to hold on to it there in the top left corner of the map. Matadors now just looking to regroup, going on to P1, but Berkeley closing the lead back to within 50. It's not a lot, but it's at least something to hang your hat on as Cryptic runs by, sees a ghost behind him, and that's Russ turning a double kill onto him and Clankster. Matadors now able to try and look for a spawn trap if they want it, and Russ will start to get a little bit aggressive outside of garage.
Yeah, he's just going to continue to try to roam around here. Going to get spotted out from Humble Pie middle map, though. He's going to be able to find one. He's going to try to push in through the back. He's going to be able to pick up another one, but Shake and Bake there on the sandbag. He's going to be able to finish him off, but a spawn comes in for Cal Berkeley as they now control these bottom spawns, and it's really going to be up to Russ again to now try to push in through this bottom. Going to have to push in through. He's going to have a fight with player number 8. Going to be able to win that fight there, so he could really influence these spawns here.
Yeah, right now, Humble Pie in the back of sight, hoping to knock down some of these Matador players pushing in towards him as Notorious gets in behind, goes down, but Shake and Bake able to trade it. And if I'm being honest, right now, I am thinking, get this man some help. Yume is still all alone at the top of Cal Berkeley, and as much as Cryptic tries to get up there and meet him, it is not compared to what Notorious is doing on the Matador side. Everyone positive, but Shake and Bake, who was even 1 moment ago, they are slaying as a squad, they are rotating as a squad, and Cal Berkeley managing to stay in the game, but just barely. I am waiting for that lifeline to snap in this game to get ugly.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, though, is they're keeping this game this tight, and they're getting outslayed right now. If they can pick up the slaying a little bit, they can absolutely blow this game back over for the side of Cal Berkeley. And they're doing a great job of holding on to a majority of this time here right now. And it's... as much as I hate to keep bringing it up, but it's really going to come down to these P3 and P4 spawns on who's going to be able to hold on to them. And right now it's going to be Berkeley who's in control of these spawns. And we'll have to see, do they decide to push on through, or do they decide to hold on to this P3 so that they can try to get these spawns and hold on to them for going into P4?
Yeah, Notorious spotted out Clankster, and from the backside come in the Matadors. He needs to get a couple more, though, as this is going to be a 2v1. Found the second kill, and that's enough to open it up. Matadors with a seamless rotation over to P3. They get the spawns in their favor, and that is a heartbreaker for Berkeley. The Bears made the rotation they need. They were over on that side of the map, and just one man around the backside for the Matadors is able to clean it up. Just as I'm mentioning it, though, Berkeley steamrolls through, takes it back in their favor, and it's like none of it even happened.
And they have been very good at breaking these hills right now for the side of Matadors. That's what they've been doing so well. But fortunately for the side of Berkeley, is they were able to get on in, they were able to break back. But what Matadors can try to do here is they can try to hold this from the front. But as I say that, 2 players from the side of Berkeley are going to push on in, but it's going to be Yubi falling. But the thing is, though, Berkeley spawning so close right now. They can just keep on piling players on in and into this hill right now. The thing is, though, they might spawn out, and they do. So because of player number 2 and player number 1 on the positions they were on in the mini-map there, they end up spawning player number 5 and 6 out, and now they have a chance to try to flip these spawns once again heading in towards this P4.
Berkeley still have 3 people on site, though, and going to be reinforced by Clankster very soon. We take a look back and actually see the state of the game. Matador's only 2 points away from reaching that 200 mark. This one can go either way. Full positive on the side of Northridge, though, as Rush just rushes in and holds down the trigger for a double kill. That could be a massive break for Berkeley. No matter what, it will not end on this hill, so they can hang their hats on getting those rotations, starting it all over on P1, but it is getting ugly quick right now. Shake and Bake with a headshot onto Clankster, Notorious and Russ right behind, and Clicks wants to finish the man on the stairs. Does not see Cryptic in time. Berkeley, right here, right now, need to lock down for P1. If you overcommit for P4, it'll be your downfall.
Yeah, and if they're able to hold on to the rest of this time, which it looks like they're going to be able to do, they're going to be around 8 seconds or so out of winning this map here. It's going to be Notorious getting aggressive now, pushing up towards this, but it's going to be Berkeley who are going to try to hold a very strong setup in the middle of the map here. Only 10 seconds needed to win for Matadors.
Yeah, Berkeley going to be on there first, and a full 60 seconds will make this very close, but Hill 1 is so contested. You'll really have to change the way you've been playing all game to be able to hold this against the Matadors, and you're seeing it on the kill feed. There's 3 straight. There was almost 4, but Cryptic doesn't get the last bullet. Clankster needs to find those shots and eventually gets there. Only 3 seconds tick across. 8 remaining for the Matadors to win this game. Shake and Bake gets the first clicks, and Russ get 2 more, and that could be the final break. You see them sprinting in around the corner. You have to jump in right now, Cryptic, and it is not enough. Matadors hold on, and we're heading to a map 5.
Russ just went so huge that entire game. He has been the absolute difference maker in these last 2 maps. He has been going absolutely insane for the side of the Matadors. What a game out of him. Every time I thought there was an important gunfight that needed to be won, it felt like it was Russ who was doing the job in winning these maps.
But everyone on Matadors was positive. They have completely taken control in the slaying department in this game, and you really saw that potential through map 1. They were very positive in the initial hard point and just couldn't close it out. That time, it was Cal, and the big break, I gotta give the credit over towards, I believe it was Notorious that got around the backside there, killed some of the members on the side of Cal and got those last rotations to give them the P3, P4 site, got very close to victory. And from there, we've talked about it all day. Winner's advantage on the hard point. You can fight for it if you want, or you can rotate way early. You just have that freedom.
Yeah, it's really what it came down to, right? That winner's advantage, and they just decide to hold on to that scrap time, get to around 10 seconds left, and it's really going to come down to it. It's going to be very, very close here to come out in this last game. We're going to be heading to Checkmate Search and Destroy, and I mean, it's an interesting map, man. I feel like it's going to be so tough to call which way this is going to go because of how close that first search really was. Those 3 1v1s really swung the tide. So if Cal is able to be as strong in winning those 1v1s as they were in the first time through, they can absolutely take this. But on the other hand, momentum once again is a crazy thing, and the momentum right now is absolutely in the hands of the Matadors.
And I was going to say, with the way that Cal Berkeley has played these last 2 maps, you really think they're still winning those 1v1s. It has fallen off heavily, and there will be so many important fights inside of the plane here. A lot of times the attackers just like to rush inside the plane and then play it from there. So from the side of Yume, and really only Yume, because no one's approached him with some help, he's going to have to be completely locked in on those in-close gunfights.
Yeah, and that plane gunfight is really what it's going to come down to. Controlling that top plane once again, I think. With that bomb site inside, it's a very good bomb site to try to get the bomb down on because it's very, I wouldn't say it's very easy, but it's probably the more favorable bomb site to hold on to, especially on this map because A is so far out and just in the wide open towards the spot of the defense. So it's really going to come down to the offense having to get into that plane, having to take control of it to really try to win this game. And Russ has looked so good with the sub.
Yeah, but we will end up getting back to that right before map number 5, though. We will take some rest and relaxation, get the minds crisp so you guys can get the best cast possible. Gonna be coming into map number 5 shortly, all on the line between Berkeley and Northridge. We'll be back very, very soon. Hello, everyone, and we are back. Possible, or actually guaranteed, the end of College COD here for today, as it is going down between University of California at Berkeley and California State University Northridge. The Bears versus the Matadors, and a comeback of the ages has been put together. I thought that it was going to be a 3-0. Then I thought it was going to be a 3-1. But here we are in map number 5. And Cruz, do you think the clean sweep will get completed?
I think we're about to see a reverse sweep coming on through here. Matadors just have so much momentum right now. They've looked so good. And if they can come up clutch in a couple of these rounds here, I don't see a reason why they can't pick up this game.
Well, here we go. Loading into Checkmate for the map 5. And what do I think? I think that honestly, the guns might have just gotten too hot on the side of Northridge. These last 2 maps, they have dominated every single aspect. And if Yumi doesn't get some help out of the rest of Berkeley, they don't have a chance. They looked good in the first SND. They won it 6-2, but it was a lot of 1v1 gunfights they picked up. They don't seem to be informed to do that anymore.
No, they don't seem like they're winning like the fights like how they were winning in the first two maps. But again, search and destroy really does come down to timing. So even if you don't have the hot hand, you can always pick up a couple rounds just by catching a good timing, right? And we've seen that in the first game. 1v1s are going to be so important here, and we'll have to see what it comes down to, but it's really going to be the battle of the plane early, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to be really interested to see where both teams have their players set up. Who takes those SMGs to go inside the plane and who takes the ARs to watch the long lines of sight outside either direction. That's really, I think, mostly I want to see where Yumi sets up for himself because on Moscow, it is basically agreed upon that maybe you have a 74U, everyone else has XM4s, and you kind of play flex. Everybody is flexing around on these different angles. Here on Checkmate, it is much more defined who is close, who is far, and a little bit of issue loading in. We will give it one more shot shortly. But yeah, I think that'll be the big difference between what map number two was. Instead of everybody playing every kind of range, you're going to have your defined up close and far back players.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's really gonna come down to that, and also I think that we're gonna see two subs, two ARs. I'm not 100% on that. This is probably the search and destroy I've seen least on on this game. But what I really know is that this map just comes down to that damn plane control, and if you can get it, you can absolutely control the entire map.
All right, here we go. Gonna try it one more time here. On to the checkmate, load it in. And from the side of Northridge, we were talking about how Russ just popped off. Russ ended up going crazy. And he needs to keep that going. If he gets set ice cold here out of the initial rounds, that might be a hit to the morale on the side of Northridge. These Matadors have to come out hot. They got to pick up this first round, and they're going to be doing it from the defensive side.
Yep, going to be on defense first here, and I'm very interested to see what they try to do here. It looks like we're going to see one player push off towards A. One player is going to sit on that shark fin towards the back. That's going to be player number 8, Shake and Bake. And once again, we're going to see two players hop on into the hill very quickly. It's going to be player number 6, the Notorious, and Kazar. Or sorry, Click's going to also be inside there, but it looks like we're going to see a very fast hit from Berkeley pushing up towards this right side. Russ not going to spot the bomb plant going down right away, but he could be in a position to make a big play here.
Yeah, Matador's completely unprepared for this A-side hit, and it's already into the post plant. Cryptic going to lay down and just hope no one dunks over the top. There it is, first blood in favor of Berkeley, and here comes the trades. Pinching in now are the Matadors on these rotations, and it's 1, 2, 3 just like that. Humble Pie has a big job, and he cannot do it. The retake in an instant, and the Matadors take round 1.
Wow. That was a great retake, and you're seeing why not a lot of teams go towards that B site. Or, sorry, towards that A site. It is very, very heavily retakeable because of the post-plant position that all the defense gets set up on. Like, look at Shake and Bake here. He's basically just set up on a heady, taking shots down range.
Yeah, and I thought for a second that they might just not have been ready for it, but no, they just give over the A site. They know that it is an easy retake, and the Matador, or the Bears, walked right into the Matador's hands. Now, from the opposite side on the defense, I'm interested to see how Berkeley sets up for themselves. Yume is going to be pushing in with Cryptic here early. They want to take control of the inside of the plane. It's going to be a 3v2 on it. Peek in the corner comes Notorious, trying to avoid getting wall sprayed down, and Shake and Bake finds that initial headshot down onto Cryptic, but Shake and Bake also takes out his own teammate, and so it stays an even man difference 3v3 on the map.
Yeah, and everything is just going to pause here as both teams are just going to try to find a pick again now. Matadors were able to get that first one, but nothing really coming to tuition from it. Clicks looks like he's going to be trying to make a play towards the backside of the plane here, but it's going to be 2 kills. Make that all 3 go on the side of Cal Berkeley as they clean him up 1, 2, 3 so quickly there.
And I guess that the Matadors found their moment. They called it, let's go right now. And it was just the worst time. All 3 picked up by Berkeley in an instant again. And this one's even through the first 2 rounds. The one man you got to call out here, though, is Shake and Bake in the early moments. Was 3-0 until it all fell apart through that last one. If he can stay hot, it could become an issue for Berkeley. Now pushing in from the attacking side. Again, you see a much more traditional B-side hit. They are not going to fall into the same A trap, and Matadors have to show their muscle over here inside the plane for the first time.
Yeah, difference between this round 2, and I think the reason that we saw Berkeley try to push on towards that A side in the first round is because they didn't have utility ready right away through that first round. So now you got the utility to throw down, so you're not just going to be getting stunned up and naded. But they did lose the plane last round. They were just able to pick it up towards the end. We'll have to see what they're able to do from an offensive side here, as it looks like player 4 is going to be going on a flank.
Yeah, Yumi going to look for something around the backside, and the first one to go against will be Shake and Bake. So, battle of some MVPs right now. Shake and Bake leading his squad. Yumi has been leading his squad all day, and neither man wants to throw this first shoulder. There goes the peak. So much damage, but Shake and Bake stays alive and limps away. Yumi knows that that's a dangerous position to re-challenge, flips to the other side, and then returns. Matadors will not jump off of that. They will hold their positions, and Berkeley now the ones running out of time.
Yeah, they're really going to have to try to get this plant down soon. Cryptic's going to have to notice that there's a player in the corner there if he wants to be able to do anything here. But it's going to be Clicks pushing up through the back, able to find 2 for himself. Shake and Bake finding 1, and I'm not sure who got the 3rd or the 4th, but wow, what a clean retake of the plane there. They set that pinch up perfectly and came in.
Yeah, this game is looking like a match of Rainbow Six all of a sudden. Everyone just waiting, using all their utility, using all their resources, and in the final moment, boom, goes the dynamite. One of these teams melts through the other. Right there, it's the Matadors coming out on top as Berkeley rushes into them, but the round before, we saw the exact opposite. So it hasn't really been a game about first bloods. It has those last flurries. Matadors just able to stay ahead, as now they have both Clicks and Shake and Bake heavily positive. Let's see as Russ goes around the outside of the plane what he can do. Might be able to drop in around the backside. Finds the first one, looking for a second, gets 2, and that's an open bomb site. Stays alive as well, and we're left in a 3v1.
I absolutely love that play, and that's what I was going to say I think needed to come from the side of Berkeley last round. Was I felt like they needed to get a little bit more aggressive in the plane. They were kind of just sitting back, holding on, and that's going to be a very clean round win there for the Matadors again, as Russ opening the round up, picking up the first 2, and then even getting away with his life here, gets the 2 for nothing trade. That just makes the round so much easier.
Yeah, and based on this, I think he's going to find the 3rd on a very long play of the game, turning around to get it onto Yume, and that just shows how massive the kill not coming through onto Russ was. If he falls there, then that game ends with a 1v1 between Yume and, I believe, Notorious, and that could go either way. Instead, it ends up being 2v1 with Russ finishing it off. He is now back into the position we expected him from, and 3 Matadors have 4 kills already in the game.
Cryptic 0-4 to start this game off. He's definitely going to need to heat up a little bit here if they want to be able to come back and win this game. And it looks like we're going to get another heavy hit out of this offense going towards this B side, but it looks like the bomb site open for the most part. There's only going to be 1 player who's here to contest at the moment, but we all seen how good the break-in from Matadors was last time, but it's going to be Yumi picking up a big 2-piece there for Cal.
Ends up getting forced out of it there at the end as Berkeley looking to push back through, but it's only a 1-man advantage now. Matadors unable to get those kills in return, and Berkeley on a clean retake. Do not care about their main man dying inside the plane. They hold on to it, and this is already looking like a much closer map than the last time through.
Yeah, Yumi, really good round there. He's able to find 2 inside the bomb site. I didn't even think he was going to get the 1 there. I thought they were going to be able to slide out, pick him up. But fortunately for him, he was able to catch the timing, pick up the first player, and then swap onto the second. And I hate to keep saying it, but Cryptic's still without a kill here, man.
Yeah, so why don't we just leave the camera on him, see how he tries to start out this round. I mean, in one way you could be like, not a lot of kills isn't too bad. He's deep on this XM4, but he's having a lot of deaths, and right there, never even pulled the trigger onto Clicks. Cryptic has just fallen off in this game, and it's up to Clankster to try and keep it from being too big of a slip, leaving us in an even 3v3.
Yeah, he's able to get that trade, and that trade is so huge. But now it's just going to be the side of the Matadors trying to push on through the right again. But it's going to be Humble Pie now playing a off angle down towards the left side, making sure that nobody's going to get that flank on through. Yumi's going to have control up top playing, going to make a quick little bomb check over towards the A, not going to spot anything out there. And then he's going to push back in, get the first player inside the bomb site. and now it's going to be a 3 versus 2 for the side of Berkeley on defense.
Really good play out of Russ there, though. Picks up the bomb and now tries to flank around the backside. Up close and personal. Knocks down Humble Pie, and Yumi's hoping to chase him down. Not going to be fast enough, so we're into an even 2v2. Matadors with the bomb, and they have escaped. You got to be careful now, and as Yumi gives up control of inside of the plane, that is a gift for Russ. I will take it. I will get this plant down, and Matadors have stolen away control of this round, and something that was really Berkeley favored. It is up to Yumi to try and make up for it. Sees the pixel, but really overjumps it. Clicks is gonna knock him down, and it's all up to Clankster. That just felt like getting too much pressure. Yumi does not stand up to it, and his teammate has to make a big play. 26 seconds remaining, but you have to have time to find that defuse, and Russ is the man around the corner. You do have the grenade to throw out if you're Clankster. He's gonna choose not to use it, and I think he regrets the decision. Matadors now up 4-2.
Yeah, that play on the boxes there that we saw them lose, that it's so unfortunate for him, but he's really got to be a little bit more trigger discipline there. He would not have known, or the other player had no idea that he was there, and then he was able to hop on down and pick up the kill. That really just swung the round there for the Matadors to pick up that win. That, and he gave up the bomb site, which was just such a big no-no, I think, at that point.
Yeah, you thought that maybe they're going over by A, you kick it over, but then giving up so much for it, and the ending play just makes it even worse. Russ now up to 7-3. He is who we thought he was, and he's going to have to make a big play as around the corner. Berkeley are trying to do the same thing they had in the first round. They get the plant, but it is already Clicks with the double, and Clankster will have to push up or this just gets diffused. This is the power of the A side on defense. You only need to push him off. A steamroll, and the Matadors are now up to map point.
I respect the attempt to try to do it again, but they are just so ready for this B hit, or for this hit, to try to push on through and just get these trades. And they worked so beautifully there. Clicks and Russ getting those team shots and the team kills there. Clicks getting another re-challenge. Like, oh man, the way that they are playing these rounds together as a team is so beautiful to see for the Matadors.
You might have respected the attempt, but I expected that result as Matadors, they give it up for a reason. They know exactly how to play the A site, and you saw it there. As soon as the bomb planter was down, they just go for that defuse, and it is impossible to cover it. It is completely defensive-sided. Here we go, though. Matadors wanted to close this one out with a bang, as they already are up through the middle of the map, and Clicks gets the first kill down onto Yume. That is a heartbreaker if you're Berkeley, as now basically your hopes laying on Clankster, who is the only man even. Humble Pie is 2-5. Cryptic yet to get onto the board, and a chance to plant it as Notorious crosses. It's gonna be able to lay down, stay alive, and we're left in a 2v4. Matadors hoping to finish it as Clicks gets around the backside. They get one in return for Berkeley, but Cryptic will possibly end this game 0-8. Now 2v2 left on the map. Another 1-for-1 trade as the Matadors take the lead for themselves. Clicks hoping to finish it, and it's all onto Clankster. He can't do it, and the Matadors close it out. The reverse sweep has been completed, and they're 1-0 here in College Guy.
Wow, what a great regain from them after losing that map too. They knew that they had it in them. They were able to rally off the 3-0 in control, the big win in that Crossroads hardpoint, and then that big win there, 6-2 to finish off that search and destroy.
Just so good. And can you give enough credit to Russ? The way that man exploded after map 3, he didn't solo carry. Clicks was right there with him. Shake and Bake had moments. Notorious played good role Call of Duty, but it was Russ doing the big carrying work. He did so good, was heavily positive each time. And it was really the difference when he started popping off there in map number 5 was when it went from trading rounds back and forth to the Matadors just going to the moon on the score.
Yeah, and I mean, absolutely, but also just the teamwork that we saw from the Matadors as well. Like the way that they were team firing in on a lot of those retakes, and the way that they took control of the B site. I don't know if you saw it on that very last round there, but one of the players shouldered while the other player jumped out to take the full chow on Yumi, and that's how they got control of the site in the first place. But like you said, I think MVP of this series absolutely has to go to Russ. What a series from him tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, like we did in game one, I want to give some advice to the team that couldn't quite come out on top. And all I can say for Cal Berkeley is someone help out Yume. I mean, Clankster had some moments, but he was very inconsistent. They got to just work on supporting your top player. It was very clear that Yume was always the one leading in those kills, leading in the KD, putting in the work. And if he gets just a little bit more help from his teammates, that map could have easily gone to Berkeley. They were in position and the control just stopped all their momentum.
Yeah, the control absolutely did. So maybe they got to work on control so they don't have another game like that where they just get 3-0 smacked and then get flipped around and they're going to have to and lose all of their momentum because they absolutely had the momentum out of those first two games and they just lost it. They got blown out of the water in the respawn or in the third respawn and that's why they call control the swing mode. It
Yeah.
absolutely can be.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I would like to thank everyone for tuning in here tonight. It has been a long and eventful first day of College COD, and it ends as good as you can hope with a map number 5. Recapping it, it ends up being California State University Northridge, the Matadors that come out on top in the 3-2 scoreline, completing their reverse sweep. GG's to all the teams that came in today. And again, just shout out to everyone that has helped make the stream work. Cruz, it is about time to wrap it up, sadly, but do you have any final words for the people?
Honestly, not really, man. It's been an honor getting to cast with you again, Morgan. Always a good time. I always appreciate casting with you. And
Yep.
honestly, great first stream for CCL, man. I've had a blast so far, and I'm just excited for the rest of the year, man.
Yeah, I got to give it right back to you. We've done the Cheeto streams, and now we've made it here to College COD. Thank you again for everyone tuning in. My name has been Morgan Dunn. This has been Cruising Spaz. You have been watching College COD, and make sure you come back tomorrow for even more. We'll see you all next time.